In this video, we will clearly explain why the invert concrete lining work at the upstream side of head race tunnel, Adit 2, has been stopped, what problems we faced, and what requests we have made to the employer and the project manager. When we started this project, we encountered some underground conditions which were not as per the design, and because of these conditions the work has now come to a complete stop. When we began the invert concrete lining work at the upstream side of Adit 2, we found undercut sections already existing in the tunnel cross-section. These portions were smaller and more recessed than the design size and dimensions. These undercut areas are the result of the shotcrete and excavation works carried out by the previous contractor. The finished surface on which we have to place our lining is directly on very hard C30 grade shotcrete. Because of this reason, from the afternoon of Ashvin 16, 2081, October 2, 2024, all works inside the tunnel have been completely stopped. Even after the work was stopped, we made 3 separate attempts to solve the problem by deploying manpower. On Ashvin 17, 18, and 30, we deployed 10 workers each day to carry out chipping of the undercut sections. However, because the C30 shotcrete is extremely hard, it has become almost impossible to break the surface even by using handbreakers. Representatives from both the employer and the contractor have visited the tunnel and have directly observed these practical difficulties. Under these conditions, it is not possible to proceed with the work through manual chipping, and our manpower cannot continue the work. Due to this unforeseen problem, there will be delays in achieving the important milestones mentioned in the contract. During the period when the work is stopped, the costs of staying on site, manpower, equipment, and site overheads are continuously increasing. Since all of this is outside our control and has arisen from previous works and the actual ground conditions, it has created a situation where the contract period needs to be extended, and cost compensation needs to be requested. In this situation, we have identified some important contract clauses which are applicable. According to Clause 16, employers and contractors' risks, pre-existing conditions such as overcut or undercut created by the previous contractor fall under the employer's risk. According to Clause 17, employer's risks, any impact on the works, plant, materials, and equipment caused by the previous contractor's activities is the responsibility of the employer. The present undercut tunnel cross-section and the C30 shotcrete are directly affecting the progress of our works. According to Clause 39, early warning, whenever such a problem arises, the project manager must be informed immediately. Through this letter we have provided early warning about the stoppage of work, the increase in cost, and the possibility of impact on quality. Under Clause 50, compensation events, specifically Clause 50.1 F and 50.1 G, are applicable. Here, the ground conditions and tunnel surface quality are found to be much more adverse than could reasonably have been anticipated before the contract was awarded, and because of the previous works, we are now compelled to carry out remedial works. On the basis of these points, we have formally requested extension of the contract period, that is, time extension, and compensation for the additional costs and site overheads incurred during the period when the work has been stopped. We are willing to work together with the employer and the project manager to find a practical and genuine solution. Since manual chipping is not sufficient, it is necessary to carry out a technical review of options such as using mechanical equipment or adopting alternative construction methods. For this, we propose to call a meeting including all concerned parties, so that the future method of work, safety aspects, time impact, and financial impact can be clearly discussed. The points shown in this video are a summary of our formal claim letter. We have formally notified this situation as per the contract, and we are now waiting for the guidance and decisions of the employer and the project manager to move the project forward successfully.